You spot her before you even process the change, Billie Eilish stepping into the frame with a pale, moonlit face and heavy-lidded eyes that look like they've seen too much too early, dark brows sitting low like a warning line, a small straight nose, lips pressed in that calm, almost bored expression that somehow reads louder than a smile, and hair that used to be a neon siren now styled in a way that feels deliberately grown, like she's rewriting her own silhouette. The hook is cruelly simple. Billie's new look wasn't a glow-up. It was a move, and it had one hidden reason most people completely missed. At first, the internet treats it like a switch flipped overnight, like she woke up and chose a new aesthetic for fun. And the reactions split into two loud camps. The ones cheering like they own the transformation, and the ones mourning like they own the old version. And that right there is the first clue. Because the way people react to a celebrity's appearance is never really about the celebrity. It's about permission. It's about what the audience thinks they're allowed to want. Billie built her early image. Like armor oversized. Shapes, loud colors, silhouettes that erased the body on purpose, and it wasn't because she didn't care about style. It was because she cared too much about control, and control is what you grab when you grow up with cameras in your face and strangers feeling entitled to your skin. The first turn hits when you realize her look was never random. It was a strategy that trained the world to focus on sound, mood, attitude, and not the parts of her people would try to claim. That strategy worked until it didn't, because the bigger you get, the more the world tries to reduce you. And every iconic thing you do becomes a box people want to lock you inside. Then comes the pressure cooker, the constant commentary, the zooming, the screenshots, the comparisons. The way people talk about bodies like they're public property, and you start seeing why a new look could be more than fashion. It could be a change of battlefield. The second turn is the moment Billie realizes the armor itself has become the headline. People are no longer just listening, they're analyzing the armor, romanticizing it, turning it into a personality trait, treating her like a brand mascot who must stay consistent forever. And consistency is the nicest word for a cage. So when she appears with a more classic, more visibly adult vibe, the world gasps like the mask slipped. But the real question is, why now? Why this moment? Why this exact timing? Why this exact level of change that feels engineered to break the algorithm's grip? Proof baits start stacking up if you look close, not in rumors, but in patterns. The change doesn't happen on a random Tuesday. It happens right before a major cycle of attention. A release window, a public moment where she knows the internet will be hungry. The photos are framed differently too, angles that feel more controlled. Lighting that makes the look impossible to dismiss as accidental. The third turn comes when you notice something even sharper. The switch creates chaos, and chaos is useful. While everyone argues about her hair, her outfits, her vibe, something else slips under the radar, something quieter, something she doesn't want trending. In this cartoon story, the new look becomes a decoy. And a good decoy doesn't just distract, it divides the crowd so they can't focus on anything else at the same time. People start chasing the obvious narrative, glow up, rebellion, reinvention, and they miss the hidden narrative forming behind it because the internet always chases the loudest light. Midpoint twist. The hidden reason isn't that she wanted to look different, it's that she wanted to be seen differently by the system that profits off seeing her. Because when you stay in one look too long, the world learns how to package you, how to predict your next photo, how to sell your type. But if you change the type, you break the packaging. You confuse the thumbnails, you disrupt the fan edits. You force the algorithm to recategorize you. You make the machine work harder to label you, and while the machine is busy, you get breathing room. That's why the new look lands like a shockwave. It isn't just aesthetic, it's a reset button. The fourth turn comes fast. The audience tries to claim the reset too. Some people praise her for finally doing what they wanted, which is the most revealing compliment in the world, because it exposes the entitlement hiding inside approval. Other people accuse her of changing for attention, and the accusation is another trap, because no matter what she does, the crowd can frame it as wrong, which is exactly why the hidden reason matters, because it shows she stopped playing the crowd's game and started playing her own. The tension escalates when the look keeps evolving in small ways, not sticking to one new identity, refusing to settle, refusing to become a new uniform, and that refusal drives the internet crazy because audiences love a label more than they love a person. The dark twist is what the new look reveals about the old one. The armor wasn't only about hiding, it was about surviving the feeling of being watched. And when she changes the armor, it doesn't mean she suddenly feels safe. It means she's choosing a different kind of power. Instead of hiding our body to avoid being judged, She's testing the world's judgment directly, forcing the audience to confront its own gaze. She's making the reaction part of the art, turning the crowd into a mirror, and mirrors are uncomfortable because they don't let you pretend you're innocent. Another turn snaps into place when you realize why the reaction is so intense. A lot of people liked the old Billie because it let them project whatever they wanted onto her, and the new look interrupts projection with clarity. It says she isn't a concept, she's a person. And that truth makes some fans feel abandoned because they were attached to a version that existed only in their heads. Now the final stretch tightens like a wire because once you see the hidden reason, you see how brutal celebrity life really is. If you stay the same, you get boxed. If you change, you get punished. If you protect yourself, people call it fake. If you reveal yourself, people call it attention-seeking. So the only winning move is to control the narrative by refusing to be predictable, and that's what the new look really is, a refusal. Cliffhanger ending. The last piece of the puzzle appears in the smallest detail. A subtle symbol repeated across different shoots. The same color cue, the same accessory choice, the same framing that points your eyes away from her and toward the background, and once you notice it, you realize the look was never the main message, it was the cover. And the real message is hiding in plain sight for the people who are watching the right thing. Like and subscribe for more and comment this. Do you think her new look was a decoy to break the algorithm or a test to expose the audience? And what detail would you track, first the timing, the framing, or the repeated symbol?